Alright guys, so here's the battle with SuperSkarmoryFan, and we actually had a battle before this that I kind of won by a lot. So we wanted to rematch, and I'm like, yeah, the first battle kind of sucked. But the problem with rematches, though, is the game always gives me this outrageous gayness, and I always lose rematches. And right off the bat there, see, I missed that Fire Blast. And because I missed that Fire Blast, yeah, he gets a free light screen and a free trick room, which just sucks for me. The game tries to reward me back with a critical hit, but I'm like, okay, screw you, game. I'm done. We're not friends anymore, okay? That's just not cool. So he goes out into Clefable, and I really should have switched here. I mean, there's no reason for him to overpredict this early. But for some reason I stay in and have my Salamence die, probably because I'm too busy breaking up with my game. So I go out into Registeel, because Registeel can counter Clefables can't do much to Registeel, so I decide just to set up Stealth Rocks. He's going to go out into Rhyperior. I predict an Earthquake, so I go out into Gyarados, but he ends up just setting Stealth Rocks up of his own, which is kind of annoying for me, but not too well. Actually, it's kind of bad. So he goes into Slowking, and I'm just going to go for the Waterfall because the dimensions twisted back to normal, and I wanted to hit that Rhyperior. But yeah, he goes out into a Slowking, like I said, and that's not going to do a whole lot. So I decided to go for the Taunt because I thought he'd try to set up Trick Room again, but he goes into Machamp instead. So taunting a Machamp really isn't a smart idea because it'll end up getting you Dynamic Punched like that. But yeah, so it doesn't do anything to it doesn't do a whole lot against Venusaur because of the resistance, but it still does a lot. I figure I have a 50-50 chance because his No Guard actually works for me, so I have 100% accuracy with Sleep Powder, so I decided to try to put it to sleep, and I end up getting it, which was kind of nice. So I go back into Gyarados to get the Intimidate and stuff, but he's just going to switch too. He goes out into his girlicious Clefable. And Thunderbolt is like the most obvious thing ever here, so I decide to go into Jolteon. This is my Specs Jolteon, so I'm going to try to hit it pretty hard with a Thunderbolt, but it doesn't really do a whole lot because this Clefable is probably defensive. Actually, he said it's a Life Orb Clefable, which is funny because of, his Magic Guard thing. But yeah, he just decides to go with Soft Boil to see what I lock myself into, and I kind of forgot about that Rhyperior, so I go for Thunderbolt again, doesn't do anything. So that was kind of bad for me. So I decided to go out into Registeel, thinking he's probably going to Stone Edge, predicting a switch into Gyarados, and I was right, he does try to Stone Edge me. Man, that was my first good prediction of the day. But, actually not, but I don't know. So I decided to go for the Iron Head because of damage, and maybe I'll get a flinch. But I don't get a flinch this turn because he Earthquakes me, and that's going to do a lot of damage to Registeel because of the weakness, not to mention the stab and Rhyperior's amazing attack stat and stuff like that. But, at this point, Registeel is death fodder, so I'm just going to stay in and go for the Iron Head, hoping I can get a flinch for some extra damage, but doesn't turn out that way. He ends up just Earthquaking my face again, and that's going to kill my Registeel. So I'm thinking, okay, he definitely won't stay in against Gyarados, right? So that means I can get a free Dragon Dance and maybe turn this game around. Except he predicts it and goes Stone Edge. So that was a great prediction, actually. So I try to go Dragon Dance, and he just denies me and just goes Stone Edge, and that'll rape my Gyarados' face in, and that sucks. So I go out into Venusaur now, and I just want that Rhyperior dead, so I'm just going to go for the Energy Ball. So that's what I do, and yeah, it's going to at least KO that Rhyperior, so at least it's not in my face anymore. So that Rhyperior did a lot of damage to my team, and I don't know if I'll be able to come back from it. So now he goes out into Latias, and the game is going to love me. I love you, game. We're such good friends again. Because I'll tell you what happens, guys. First, he misses this Draco Meteor, and that was crucial. That was probably the most important the important thing that happened in this match. He misses that Draco Meteor, and I'm like, could the game possibly love me? So I set up the lead sheet on it. And he hits this time, but it's not going to quite kill me, and then I just go Sludge Bomb, and I end up getting the Poison Hacks. So that was kind of pretty good for me. Actually, the Poison Hacks probably didn't matter too much in the long run, but still, it was funny. So I know he's going to KO me this turn with Draco Meteor. It's like whatever at this point. I'm just going to keep Venusaur in his death fodder, and he does go Draco Meteor again, and his Latias is Spec, so it's going to kill me. So I go on to Houndoom because my only chance at this point is to set up a sweep with Nasty Plot. So I go into Houndoom. He ends up missing this Draco Meteor, which actually probably also didn't matter, but it's funny because the game is just starting to love me hardcore. And that probably didn't matter because he's at -2 special attack anyway, or -4 actually, so it wasn't going to do a whole lot anyway. But I have a Nasty Plot, so that means I can take down the Slowking with Dark Pulse, and all he has left is Clefable and a Sleeping Machamp. So this is pretty awesome for me because I know I'm going to win. I'm like, game, I love you. And then the game even gives me Salt in the Wound here, and I get 2 crits with Flamethrower to win the match. Not that it really would have mattered anyway, because if he killed Houndoom, I'd still had my Specs Jolteon to revenge kill. But my Houndoom still wanted to give me some Salt in the Wound hacks at the end here. But good game, SuperSkarmoryFan. Even with all the hacks at the end, they were still a lot of fun. Sorry about that. But this actually is like 100 subs battle, even though he doesn't actually post videos. I don't know how he has 100 subs, but whatever. Rate, comment, subscribe. Bye. You're forgiven, game, and I'm going to hug and snuggle with you forever. But seriously, yeah, guys, I got some outrageous hacks at the end of that battle. I wasn't really expecting it, so I was like, wow. But yeah, today's question of the day is, what is the most outrageous hack that you've ever gotten to win you the battle? So leave a comment about that, and rate, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.